Welcome to my channel. So in this session we are going to discuss about IUPAC names of coordination compounds. I already uploaded a video regarding this. So in this session we are going to discuss only about what are the tricks, what are the points you must know, what is the order you have to follow for IUPAC naming of the coordination compound. So it will be very easier for you. Watch this whole video and get a clear concept out of it. Let us move on to this. So first one, check the ionic nature of the complex. What it means. Whether the we know that the square bracket one, the ions which is present in the square bracket is named as a complex, isn't it? So we must know first of all whether the complex, that is the square bracket, is positive or negative. If it is a positive, then it is called as cationic complex. If it is a cationic complex, you can write the metal name as such. If it is a negative, if the square bracket is negative, then it is an anionic complex. Then you have to end the name of the metal with 8. It is nothing but metal, name of the metal plus ATE. 8 you have to add. And then you have to know how to find out the oxidation state of the central metal atom or central metal ion, and then the coordination number. So coordination number is nothing but number of ligands attached to the central metal atom or ion. This is what coordination number. And then the name of the ligand also you must know. Ligand name is nothing but it can end with the O. Okay. So what is the order you have to follow? We know that the square bracket, if this is my complex, then you can say this side as RHS, that is right hand side, and this side as LHS, that is left hand side. Okay. If any other atoms are present in the RHS side, right hand side, you have to name it first, but no need to mention the number of ions. For example, I have 3 potassium. I should not say that tripotassium like that. You can say as such potassium. It's enough. Okay. Likewise, out of this square bracket, if there is some more ions present in the left hand side, for this left hand side also, you no need to mention the number of ions. You can say just as the ion which is present. That's enough. Okay. So this is the first order you have to remember. What is the second one? Once you name this, then you have to go for the coordination number. So what is the coordination number? Just now I said number of ligands attached to the central metal atom. So how many ions are attached here? 6. So the coordination number you must know. What is third one? Name of the ligand. What is the ligand? You must know the name of the ligand and the name of the metal. Now it is a cationic complex. If it is a cationic complex, you can end the name of the metal as such. You can write the name of the metal as such. If it is the anionic complex, you have to end with ATE. And then finally you must know oxidation state. So these are the order you have to follow, and this is the tricks. Okay. The tricks represent what are the things you must know before naming the compound. The order represents which the step by step you have to follow the IUPAC naming of the coordination compounds. Okay. Now let me try with an example. K3FeCN6. Okay. K, this potassium is now present in the right hand side. So I can name it as such. I should not mention about the number of ions of potassium. So I can name it as first of all potassium. Okay. What is the next step? Coordination number. What is the coordination number here? 6. So potassium hexa. What is the name of the ligand? Cyano. CN means cyano. So I can name it as hexa cyano. What is the metal here? Iron. Now you have to follow one thing, which is a cationic or anionic, you must know. We know very well that potassium is a positive ion. Now potassium is a positive ion means the complex will be negative. It will always be counter ions. The square bracket inside or outside, it will be, the ions will be counter ions to each other. So whether it is present in the right hand side or at the left hand side, it will be the counter ions to the complex. So potassium is now positive, so it will be obviously negative. You can see one more trick also in this. Here I have K3. So it is nothing but it is plus 3. So counter ion means what? The opposite charge of the same number ions. So obviously it will be minus 3. Okay. So potassium hexacyano. Now it is a cationic complex or anionic complex? It is a anionic complex. Why is it so? Because potassium is positive. So the complex is negative. Potassium hexacyano. Ferrate. Why I should name 8? Because it is an anionic complex. That's why the metal name plus 8. What is the oxidation state of the metal? You have to find out that. Let me consider the ion as X. K3 Fe Cn 6. For potassium we know it is plus 1. So 3 into plus 1 plus ion I don't know. Ion oxidation state only I am going to find out. So let me consider this as X plus cyano molecules. There are 6. 6 into minus 1 equal to 0. So 3 plus X minus 6 is equal to 0. X minus 3 is equal to 0. X is equal to plus 3. So the oxidation state of the ion is plus 3. So what is the name of this compound? Potassium hexacyano ferrate 3. Okay. Now this is the naming of the IUPAC coordination. With some more example. You just remember these tricks alone, so it will be helpful for you to understand. CONH3 5Cl Cl2. Now in this you have to remember one thing. You have to name the ligands in the alphabetical order. If there is more than one ligand, you have to follow this also. Okay. First step, let us consider whether it is a cationic or anionic complex. Simply you can find out. Now chlorine is a halogen, we know that. So it is obviously a negative sign. It is minus 1 represents, so it belongs to negative category. So if it is negative, then it will be positive. So it is a cationic complex. I can confirm that it is a cationic complex. So the first step over. What is the second step you have to find out? Oxidation state. Let us consider oxidation state. CO X NH3 5 times Cl Cl2. For ammonia we don't have any, it is a neutral molecule, so plus 0 plus. For chlorine it is minus 1, 1 into minus 1 plus 2 into minus 1 equal to 0. So X minus 1 minus 2 equal to 0. X minus 3 is equal to 0. X is equal to plus 3. Okay. Now you just name this compound cobalt. Okay. What are the two ligands given here? One is ammonia, another one is chlorine. So first of all, you must know what kind it should be named. Ammonia can be named as amine. Okay. And then chlorine can be named as chlorido. IUPAC name is chlorido. Okay. So let us name this. Now in the square bracket it is present as a LHS. Now this is LHS compound, so we can name it as a finally. You first check of ligands. Okay, coordination number, it is 5, it is 1. So amine and chlorido, A comes first, isn't it? So pentaamine chlorido, pentaamine chlorido cobalt. What is the oxidation state? 3. You have to mention the oxidation state in the Roman numerals. Cobalt 3. What is present in the LHS? Chloride. So you can name it as cobalt 3 chloride. That's all. Okay. So it is very easy. You got to name it properly. Pentaamine chloride, pentaamine chlorido cobalt 3 chloride. Okay, this is how we can name this compound. And the next one, let us try for the bicomplexes also. Write the IUPAC name of CrEn thrice CrF6. There are two complex they have given. So first of all, you must know which is cationic complex and which is anionic complex. So let me try with that. CrEn thrice and CrF6. So out of these two complexes, I have to know which is monodentate, which is bidentate. Fluorine is monodentate, we know that. And ethylene diamine, this is the bidentate ligand. So first of all, you find out the oxidation state for this complex first, and then we will go for this one. Separately, you just find out for both of them and you can write it combinedly. For chromium, let me consider as X plus bidentate ligand ethylene diamine. It is also a neutral molecule, so we can consider as 0. So 3 into 0. You just mentioned this as plus 3. Okay. So X will be equal to plus 3. For chromium, it is plus 3. And for this chromium, if it is a plus 3 complex, then another one will be a counter ion of this. So it will be obviously minus 3, isn't it? So we can put minus 3 here. So X minus 6 is equal to minus 3. X is equal to minus 3 and plus 6. So X will be equal to plus 3. So in both the complexes, the oxidation state of the metal is plus 3. For chromium, you can generally remember like this. The oxidation state will be plus 3. Now we have two ions, two ligands, isn't it? One is En, another one is F. So En should be mentioned as ethane 1,2 diamine. This is the name of ethylene diamine, IUPAC name of En. And for fluorine F, we have to name it as fluorido. Okay. So F can be named as fluorido. F is named as fluorido, and this is ethane 1,2 diamine. Now you just name this compound tris. Why it is tris? Because there are 3 ethylene diamine molecules, isn't it? So tris ethane 1,2 diamine chromium. You can mention this as chromium because it is a cationic complex, isn't it? Plus 3. Chromium, the oxidation state is 3. Chromium 3. Hexa, what is the next compound? This is this one. What is the coordination number here? 6. So hexa fluorido chromate. Why it is chromate? Because it is an anionic complex. Chromate, what is the oxidation number here? 3. So this is how you have to name the IUPAC name of the coordination compounds. In the tricks itself or in the order, you can mention this point also. The oxidation state must be written in Roman numerals. Okay, these are the rules. Okay, in the rules itself, you might have learned in my previous video. So this is how you test yourself questions. So test yourselves. Let me give you 2 questions. You just try that. If you don't find answers, you can just send me in a comment box. I will try to answer in the next day itself. Okay. You just try for the compounds CO, NH3, 4, Cl2, Cl. The same thing I have discussed here, but with the pentamine. Here I have given us tetramine, so it is very easy. Just try to find out the answer. And the next question, FF6. This is also we have discussed. You just try to find out the answers for these. Okay, so only 3 questions I have given you. Write the IUPAC name of all the 3 question answers in the comment box. I am expecting your answers more. So all your likes, share and subscribes will motivate me to still do further. Thank you, students.